It hasn't even been a month since President Joe Biden withdrew from the race for the White House and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. But that move quickly changed the race and voters' perspective. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on News Center Maine at 5:30. I'm Zach Blanchard.
And I'm Chris Costa. The Maine Secretary of State's office says voter registration has surged in this state since Harris entered the race. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell joins us to break down the numbers and what they could mean for the upcoming election. Alex?
Hey, Chris and Zach. Well, this data from the Maine Secretary of State's office doesn't break the numbers down by party or any other identifier. Still, it's clear Mainers were motivated to register to vote for whatever reason after Mr. Biden dropped out. A University of Southern Maine political science professor tells me this could be good news for Democrats or maybe even Republicans.
Maine is seeing a surge in voter registrations. Numbers out from the Secretary of State's office showing more than 3,700 registrations in July, the most since last November. This spike comes after President Biden exited the White House race and endorsed Vice President Harris. That same week, 1,200 registrations. The week after, 1,100.
Numbers like these are not necessarily self-explanatory.
University of Southern Maine political science professor Ronald Schmidt says the data could be a result of high enthusiasm for the Harris campaign.
I think there was a lot of anxiety surrounding President Biden's candidacy, and the speed with which the Democrats as a party have coalesced behind the vice president as a candidate, I think has really been a big boost in the energy of Democratic voters.
On the other hand, Schmidt adds more people may be registering to support former President Donald Trump amid a strengthening Democratic ticket.
Well, I feel much more enthusiastic than I did a few months ago.
Harris becoming her party's new nominee, exciting some of those already registered to vote, like Lou Mandler.
I had thought he should do that, so it was a relief.
Others perhaps not as excited following the switch up.
I think it's kind of confusing because a lot of my values align more with the Republican Party.
But enthusiasm is everything this election, and Schmidt says the thousands of new Mainers motivated to become voters can have a real impact.
At this point, Republican energy definitely seems more flat than Democratic energy. And on election day, that can be decisive.
Now, Dr. Schmidt tells me all these voter registrations and the excitement don't tell us everything about what will happen this election, but if things stay this way, then switching candidates will likely have been a good choice for Democrats. Zach and Chris.
Alex Haskell live in the studio tonight. Thanks so much.